jump this part.
So, how did the Melton Borough Council meeting actually go? Well, as I mentioned in the short video I did around about half an hour ago, Councillor Sarah Cox basically telling the Conservatives to get their house in order after being called or being compared to herpes in suits. Here's a clip of the actual Sarah Cox said. Just take a look at this.
I wish to address some comments that have been made in relation by the opposition in relation to this council's management of finance, in particular by a member of, I believe, the executive group, who has suggested that those in charge of finance at this council are herpes in suits. My request to the opposition would be, please get your house in order and address comments like that, because it's totally unprofessional.
Councillor Cox, could I ask you just
Yes, I'll move on now. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
So as you can see by that actual clip, it sounds to me like somebody from the Conservative side have compared the other councillors to herpes, which is an STD, if anybody doesn't know what it actually is. And rightfully so, may not have been the place to actually mention it. Maybe it could have been mentioned outside of the chamber. Maybe it could have been spoke about by the person that actually referred to them as that. But it's just more political mudslinging. And they choose to actually do this actually in the chamber instead of outside the chamber, which in my opinion is incorrect. They are there to sort out the politics and the finances and everything else and actually talk about it democratically and properly, not politically mudslinged, which was picked up by Councillor Sharon Butcher. Now, she did actually turn around and say, but more or less, in so many words, we all work in this council, we've all got to sit in this room together, and we've all got to work together. Having this political mudslinging and this actual chamber becoming an echo chamber is no good. It isn't going to get anything sorted. That isn't the only thing that happened, though. Councillor Pip Olnett, the leader of the council, actually mentioned wanting an apology in writing. Again, this could have been mentioned and sorted out outside of council time, and these meetings do cost outside of council meetings and everything else, and been sorted out like that instead of the political mudslinging that's been thrown backwards and forwards. And again, Councillor Butcher, in the same sentence and in the same actual time to speak, did mention this. Just take a look at what Councillor Pip Olnett actually said.
I'm therefore, in the context of waste disposal, shocked and disappointed that their colleague Chris Gray, a parish councillor, one-time Melton Mowbray Town Estate Fifi and candidate at the Ashby by-election, should misrepresent this council's policy and performance on food waste collection, and in quite disgraceful, vulgar terms. I'm certain that Councillor Brown would agree with me. This is not appropriate, and he will have access to the particular Facebook page in due course. And I'm seriously saying I expect a written apology from Mr. Gray forthwith. And if not, I expect the Conservative group, an honourable group on this council, to demand that their association expel him, or they will have to face the odium of appearing to be agreeing with his words by their inaction. Thank you, Madam.
So as you can see by that clip, it was about waste disposal. Now, waste disposal is being pushed back to 2028 because we all know that Melton Borough Council are in financial difficulty, the same as some other towns and cities are. But are these Labour run? Are these other towns and cities Labour run councils? You've got to remember the last administration of this town was Conservative. Why has it been left in this mess in the first place? Have Labour come in and been left with this mess to clear up? The Labour and the Independents, have they got to clean all this up? Are they the ones that have been left with this mess? Have they made better financial decisions than what the Conservatives actually made? That is still remains to be seen. Now, with the Charlie's Bar thing and the £500,000 that was given, where's that money actually gone? That will be an interesting question that somebody could ask down at the council offices. And I'm actually thinking about going down to the next meeting with a friend of mine, and I might put that question actually forward. Or I might get Kelly Davis, the runner of My Melton, to actually ask that question. But it's been quite an interesting meeting. It was turned off. The video was turned off halfway through the meeting. I couldn't see who was voting for what, but there was a couple of clips for you so you can get a rough idea of why I didn't do a live on it. It was quite monotonous. It was quite boring. It could have done with livening up a little bit. But again, it turns into this echo chamber. It turns into this hoodwinking. It turns into this leading down the primrose path. And that there needs to be more, and I mean much more, open dialogue. And if they're going to reach a centre ground on any of this with the mixture of powers that are actually down there, that is what should happen, and actually work together to actually make Melton a better place. Now, somebody actually did mention Market Harborough. Who is Market Harborough led under? Is it Labour? Is it Conservative? Is it Reform? Is it Liberal Democrats? I believe it's Liberal Democrats. Now, I'm going to be looking into the Liberal Democrats a little bit more to find out what some of their policies are. I know they're like more like the Green Party, and they're more like very liberal, very social, and I'm not a socialist person. I'm not a liberalist person. I voted Reform last time round, but I have got questions for Reform as well. I believe that they are becoming the second arse cheek of the Tory party, and we all know what happened to the Tory party in the last election. So let's be honest, who are we going to vote this time round when it comes to a general election, and what's happening with the disgusting person and the most hated man in Great Britain at the moment, Sir Keir Starmer? I wouldn't call his sir. I think he should be deknighted and actually taken to prison for what this man has done to this country. That's my opinion. Apparently we have free speech in this country, so I'm just using that. This has been Street Switch Photography. Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up or a big thumbs down, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Good evening for now. Getting a bit mixed up with my words, but it is later on at night, so I'm going bed. Night, night.